Well, I've just put a kind of a colour coat on, trying to get in all the Nasri bits. Most of it was painted, and then I went over it with some spraying, because sometimes spraying mists into where you can't get to the tips of your paintbrush. And Nike threw a beavering away on the tripod beautifully. I've still got the wheels and the undercarriage to do on this side, but wow, look at the job they've done on that. Absolutely beautiful. I've never seen better. I've still got to do the front sprocket, but yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, so the next job will be to rub it all down and then put on a thinner layer of paint and get the kind of colour, you know, just basically get a shine to it. It'll go matte in the end, but I want to sand coat all the walking surfaces as well, so it's not so important to finish on those. But we're getting there, and so are these guys. Bloody hard work. Very hard work doing a round surface with the needle gun, because your needles bounce off. He needs to be sitting down. Okay, the paint's more or less dried. And the trick now is to go around the whole thing with a bit of sandpaper and a blade. And if you've got a bit where there was a run, just scrape it out, just like that, with your blade. Just scrape out the run, and then I'm going to sand all the walking surfaces, and then I'm going to give it a proper spray job. And then it should look beautiful. And silly things like on these lifting eyes, I notice there's a bit of sort of knobbly corrosion around this bottom, and I'm actually going to lay a little bit of filler in there. Now, a lot of people only put filler onto bare metal, and when you do that, it always rusts and comes up a year later. But if you've got a couple of coats of paint and then you put the filler on and then you put another layer of paint over it, it sandwiches it in there, and trust me, that never comes through. I'm looking for other little imperfections, and there was one on the front here, just there, nasty little dent there. So I shall put a tiny bit of filler in there. And then the first booking it gets, they want me to drive it through a bloody house or something, or paint it blue. But we're getting there. Mike's just finishing off this tripod. It's funny really, because that's his nickname, Tripod. I won't tell you why. Things are progressing on our beautiful Abbott. A little bit of filler here and there. That's where they welded the towing eyes at 45 degrees years ago. Tiny little dents on there. And now I'm doing a non-slip, going around the outside edges, and I may well do it on some of the decking on the top. It's always embarrassing when people fall off your tank. Now, Dave's just finishing off some of that little dent there. We ended up putting some weld on top of it. Pulled out most of it. I've got my colour on, and I've now got the harpy hatch on. The colour's coming up well, but like I say, it's got to be rubbed down, and then the big respray at the end. Undercarriage is looking great. Can't really see in the dark. Little bits of filler here and there, just where there's kind of ugly welding bits or ugly rubbing down grinding bits that the army did. We've got to have it better than when it left the army, haven't we? Eh? It's got to be better than that. Tripod's all rubbed down now. A tricky thing to spray. Basically you spray it one way, then you leave it half an hour or an hour, then you roll it over 45 and you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. Then all of a sudden you think, yep, it's green. The centre poles are aluminium, so I'll be spraying a bit of that etching on there first. Otherwise we might find the green won't stay on. Although saying that, it's supposed to stay on. It is an etching, that green we use anyway.
We've drained the fuel tanks and put some cleaner fuel in. So these engines are designed to run multi-fuel, but
That's easy throwing the paint on. If you can piss, you can paint. The hard part is the preparation. And that's where I'm very grateful to my lads for doing a lot of prep for me. Because I'm wearing my little fingers out, to be honest.
What are you doing?
I'm getting rid of this old skanky canvas so as I can spray this back box.
Lovely. I'm not going to stand there.
Never lend your knife to anyone. It says that in my survival book.
Can I borrow your penknife?
Eh?
Can I borrow your penknife,
No.
quick?
If you want to make your non-stick paint, it's a mixture of sandblasting sand, your normal paint, and also thinners, and it's got to be just about right. And you keep adding a bit. A couple of handfuls of sand, mix it all up, and you'll get a nice kind of stipple. It takes about 4 or 5 days for it to dry, to be hard enough to actually work as a non-stick surface. Probably longer, to be honest. But trust me, eventually it will be very non-stick. I need a little bit of thinners in there, I think. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. I have to be careful because I've hurt my finger. Look at that.
Oh.
I did that to some nurses yesterday before I explained my problem. They were a little bit shocked. It doesn't take long, and if it saves someone falling off your tank, trust me, I remember selling an Abbott to a guy, and his little son crawls on it. He was about 12, and I heard this "ah" and a crack, and he fell off it straight away. The bloke had only owned the thing half an hour. So there you go. A bit of this stuff can save a lot of. Yeah, he broke his arm, poor little bastard.
Oh, never fun.
Yeah, Mark Haddam, his name was. Mr. Larderman, I used to call him. Used to buy loads of larders off him. Just sharpens it up a little bit. Just a little bit. And hopefully stops people falling off it. That was on the piss a bit, that one. And I don't really know why. But it's not now. Got to be right on your handles. Okay, action, take 2. We went and got some fuel. We've been a bit busy.
Is the camera recording?
Yes, it's recording. He likes showing off. He'll probably back it into that BMW. Vroom, vroom. That sounds nice. Like a big fat sewing machine. Okay, back. Now, it's got this lever backwards and forwards. And then you get every gear you like in reverse. And if you're not careful, you mess around with your reverse gear on your hand. Oh, listen to that. Rolls Royce straight 8. They are a beautiful thing. He's got wing mirrors as well. Yeehaw! I can't hear the compressor clanging. No, it's going clang, 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 as it builds up your air for your brakes. Oh dear, it's just started to snow. Yes, looking very nice. Now, does he know his ridge pole is painting sideways? Okay, forward! Check your steering! Yes, sounds nice. Right, let's just check his steering. Okay, Check your steering. That's it. Oh, look at that four-wheel steering. And that's standing still. And the other way. Yeah. You can spin the steering wheel on the stalwart if it's right. Just spin it, just like that. Just grab on and you go, whee, and it just spins round. And sometimes when you're reversing, you sit on the roof and it's in reverse, chugging along backwards in first. Right, put it in reverse first. When it starts going backwards, stand up and steer it with your foot, with one foot. That's how they used to do it. But when you jump back in, make sure.
I ain't got any brakes.
Well, you don't need brakes.
It's a bit cramped in here.
No, but when you jump back in, make sure that your coat doesn't get caught on something on the top. Otherwise, you're going to crash into the beamer. Go backwards in first gear, really slow on tick over. Then steer it with your foot. That's how you do it. Right, first gear, engage. Let your clutch up and just let it chug back on tick over. Oh God, he's got his ridge pole dicking around there. I don't know. That's how you drive it, right? They jump out. They jump out the top like that. And now, steer it with your foot. Get up higher.
Yeah, I'm steering.
There you go. You put your foot on the steering and just spin it round.
Lovely.
All right, that way there. That's it, that way. There you go, and that's how you reverse it. I'm more professional than Ashley. He's not had much experience on these, but...
You can tell it's got power steering, can't you?
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, if you knock it on the head now, that's when you get your coat caught up when you jump back in and you can't get back in as it crashes into something. Oh well, over now. Well, things were going so well, and we're just detailing the back door. Look at that, original trim. And then suddenly, if you look very carefully, we've got snow blowing through the eaves of the barn. So I've kind of got everything green, I've got everything filled, I've got everything beautiful. And now it's just waiting for the one final big paint over. And I can't really do that now because snow's going to settle all over it, which is a shame. But then saying that, the job will be better if I leave it 2 or 3 days now and then let the paint harden and just fluff over it with a bit of about 120. Just fluff over it and then give it a big thick layer of paint over everything. Then unmask it and hey presto. I've still got some little bits on the front sprockets. I've got to drive it forward once more after I've painted that next little bit. But yeah, very pleased with the undercarriage. Funny that, isn't it? You've got to love your undercarriage. So I don't think there's much red showing, so I know everything's coated. Just the big paint up. And now we're doing the extras, all them little bits that strap on the outside. I should really have a look round for a couple of those really short spades. Abbotts have really short digging spades and they clamp on the side. That'd look nice. And me Don 10 reel. How you getting on, boys?
Oh, we're just looking really, planning the next plan.
Tinkering.
Yeah.
Okay, well you're getting the wires in the right way round. Getting all the wires where they're routed the way they should have gone.
I'm going to take this off.
Yeah. It's alright having wires going the wrong way, but with vibration they start chafing and next thing you got a bloody great big fire.
They've already been crushed under the oil tank.
Yeah, not good. They want some love. Bit like me.